Welcome students to class 6th. So today we'll start with our civics new chapter. What is the name of the chapter? Diversity. So let's start with the chapter Understanding Diversity. Look around you in the classroom. Right now you are not in a classroom, so you can look at near your room in which you are studying. Do you see anyone who looks like you? In this chapter you will learn that people are different from each other in many ways. Not only do they look different, but they might also belongs to different religion, culture or religious background. So students, you can assume that as you are sitting in a class, so as you look around you see different students are, means your classmates are of different religion, different cultures they are having, and background, religious background are also different. So in this chapter we will be understanding about this diversity. These differences enrich our lives in many ways and also make them more fun. All these different people who come from all kind of backgrounds and belongs to all kind of religions and cultures helps to make India so interesting and so diverse. What does diversity add to our lives? How did India become like this? All these kinds and differences we will be understanding in this chapter. Three children around your age have drawn the figures above. So these three children have drawn these pictures using the empty box to draw your human figure. Now in this box you have to draw your figure. This is a homework. Don't ignore it. You have to do it seriously. The chances are that your drawing is quite different from the other three, which you can see are quite different from each other. This is because, what is the reason? Each one has a unique drawing style. We cannot look exactly like each other, but also differ in terms of language we speak. Our cultural backgrounds and the religious rituals we observe, these all we have different religions and different backgrounds. So this is your activity you have to do. Now next is making friends. Do you think it would be easy for you to make friends with someone who was very different from you? Read the following story and think about this. So in this story you will be understanding that making friend who is just different from you, it is easy or not. I had meant it as a joke made up for a small rag boy who sold newspaper at Janpat crossing. At the boy interacting. Every time I cycled past, he would run after me, holding out the English paper and screaming out the evening's headline in a mixture of Hindi and English words. This time I stopped by the payment and asked for the Hindi paper. His mouth fell open. You mean you know Hindi? He asked. Of course, I said as I paid for the paper. Why? What did you think? He paused. But you look so Angrez, he said. You means you can read Hindi? He paused. So, of course I can. I said this time a little impatiently. I can speak, read and write Hindi. Hindi is one of the subjects I study in school. Subjects? He asked. How would I explain what a subject was to someone who had never been to school? Well, it's something. I began, but the light changed and the honking behind me grew 100 foot and I let myself be pushed along with the rest of the traffic. The next day, he was there again, smiling at me and holding out a Hindi paper. Bhaiya, he said, आपका अखबार. अब बताइए ये सब्जेक्ट क्या चीज़ है? The English word sounded strange on his tongue. It sounded like its other meaning in English to be ruled by someone else. Oh, it's just something to study, I said. And then because the red light has come on, I asked him Have you ever been to school? Never, he answered, and he added proudly, I began working when I was so high. He measured himself against my cycle seat. First, my mother used to come with me, but I can do it all alone. Where is your mother now? I asked, but then the light changed and I was off. I heard him yell from somewhere behind me, She's in merit with. The rest was drowned out. My name is Samir, he said the next day, and very shyly he asked, What's your? It was incredible. My bicycle wobbled. My name is Samir too. I said, What? His eyes lit up. Yes, I grinned at him. It's another name for Hanuman's father, you know. So now you are Samir Ek and I am Samir Do. He was triumphantly, something like that. I answered and then I had on my hand, Hath milao, Samir Do. His hand nestled in mine like a little bird. I could still feel its warmth as I cycled away. The next day he did not have his usual smile for me. There is trouble in Meerut, he said. Many people are being killed there in the riot. I looked at the headlines. Communal riots. It blazed, but Samir, I began. I am Muslim Samir, he said in answer, and all my people are in Meerut. His eyes filled with tears, and when I touched his shoulders, he would not look up. He was not at the crossing the day after, neither the day after nor ever again, and no newspaper in English or Hindi can tell me where my Samir Do has gone. While Samir Ek is more familiar with English, Samir Do speaks Hindi. Although they both were more at home in different languages, they still communicate with each other. They made the effort to do so because that was important to them. Samir Ek and Samir Do also come from different religions and cultural backgrounds. While Samir Ek is a Hindu, Samir Do is a Muslim. Different religions and cultural backgrounds such as these an aspect of diversity. Earlier, here we are talking not the difference but the inequality. Inequality comes about when a person do not have the resources and opportunity they are available to the other person. So in this story, what is the main concept they want to explain you? That there were two boys. One is a boy who is selling newspaper and earning his livelihood. Another boy who is going to school and studying for the higher education. So they both become the friends, those who are of different backgrounds. The caste system is another example of inequality. According to this, society was divided into different groups depending on the work they did. So in our society we had differentiation, inequality on the basis of their work they are doing and the professions they are doing. All these inequalities we have to discuss in this chapter. What do diversity add to our lives? Just like Samir Ek and Samir Do become friends, you might have friends who are different from you. You have probably eaten different kinds of food in their homes, celebrated different festivals with them, tried out the clothes they wear and learned some of their language as well. So in this chapter we will be understanding about the diversity of people, their different cultures. For example, you are having your friends, someone is having different festivals, someone is having different festivals, and you also, not only that, you also enjoy the festivals, whether it is a Eid or a Diwali, or whether it is a Christmas or Onam. You must celebrate you are celebrating all the festivals you are having with your friends. So in this chapter, start with the topic that is diversity in India. India is a country of many diversity. We can see many people speaking different languages and having different types of foods and different festivals. They are having different rituals, practices. But actually if you think about it, we do many things that are similar, except that we do them in different ways. That means, what is the meaning of this? That we are almost doing a same type of activities, but only we are having the different ways. That is why, that is the meaning of diversity. How do we explain diversity? A little more than 200 years ago, or long before the train, aeroplane, bus or car become a part of our lives, people travel from one part of the world to another in ship, on horses, on camels or on foot. Often they went in search of new land, new places to settle in or for people to trade with. And because it takes so long to travel, once they got to a place, people stayed there. After a long time, many people left their homes because there were famines and drought and they could not get enough to eat. Some went in search of work while others left because there were war. So what is the reason of this? How we will explain the diversity? What happened earlier 200 years ago? People used to travel from one place to another, and it took very much time, long time to go from one place to another, as because earlier there were no aeroplane, any transport which can make them easily go for any places. So they go through camels, animals, food, or they buy ships, they have to go. So what they used to do, they just stay there as they went after a long period of time. So they just stay there, and many people just travel from one place to another due to war or due to any natural calamities. So they started to begin to make their homes in new places and they settle down there. That is how the diversity has came. So their language, food, and so what happened? So they are living at that place, but their language is different from the place they are living in. So here comes how the diversity came. The history of many places shown us how many different cultural influences helps to shape life and culture there. Thus religion became very diverse because of their unique stories. Similarly, diversity also come about when people adapt their life to the geographical areas in which they live. For example, living near the sea is quite different from living in mountainous areas. So another kind of diversity is that according to the area of the place people are living. For example, people living near the sea, they used to eat fishes and have seafood, and they are non-vegetarian mostly. But people living in different areas, they are having different lifestyle, different way of living. So all this also affects the lives. Diversity also brings by this way also. Not only do people have different clothing and eating habits, but even the kind of work they do are different. Yes, as living near the seashore, they used to do fishing and all. And people living in big cities, they used to go to industries and companies and work there. This is because in the city people seldom grow their own vegetables and grains. Instead they depend on the market to buy all the food and goods, whereas the people living in village used to grow crops by their own and use it. Let us try to understand what we mean when we say that historical and geographical factors influence the diversity of the region. So we can do this by reading about the life in two different parts. That is, like for taking example, Ladakh and Kerala. So let's start with the Ladakh. Ladakh is a desert in the mountain in the east of Jammu and Kashmir, where little agriculture is possible. Here, since this region do not receive any rain and is covered in snow for a large part of the year, there were very few trees that can be grown in the region. For drinking water, people depend on the melting snow. So what is the differences? People used to live here. How they used to live here? That is a part of area which is mostly there is ice all over the year. So for drinking water, they have to depend on the melting snow during the summer months. And people here keep sheep and goats. Goats in these regions are special. Why? Because they produce Pashmina wool. This wool is prized and Pashmina shells cost a lot of money, and people in Ladakh carefully collect the wool of the goats and sell this to the traders from Kashmir. So people eat here milk, meat and products like cheese and butter. Each family owns some goats, cows and yak cows. Being a desert did not mean that Ladakh did not attract its shares of traders. It was considered a good trade route as it has many passes through which caravans travel to what is called today Tibet. These caravans carried textiles and spices, raw silk and carpets. These are the speciality of this Ladakh. So Buddhism reached Tibet via Ladakh. Ladakh is also called Little Tibet. Islam was introduced in this region more than 400 years ago, and there is a significant Muslim population here. So this is all about the Ladakh. Ladakh is very rich oral tradition of songs and poems. Local versions of the Tibet national epic, the Kesar Saga, are performed and sung by both Muslim and Buddhist. So which are the two most found communities there? They are Muslim and Buddhist. Now understand about Kerala. Kerala is a state in the southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by sea. So Ladakh is surrounded by ice and Kerala by sea and hills. A number of spices like pepper, cloves and cardamom are grown on the hills. So what are grown? That is cloves, pepper, cardamoms. It is a species that made this region 2000 years ago and is credited with bringing Christianity to India. So in this region mostly Christianity is found. Many Arab traders also come and settle down here. Ibn Battuta, who travelled here a little less than 700 years ago, wrote a travageux in which he described the lives of Muslims and says that they were a highly respected community. And the Portuguese discovered the sea route to India from Europe when Vasco da Gama landed with his ship here. So all these are the findings. Because of all these various historical influences, people in Kerala practice different religions. What are the main religions practiced there is Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism. And the fishing net used here looked exactly like the Chinese fishing net and are called Cheenawala. Even the utensils used for frying is called the Cheena Chatti. And it is believed that the whole cheen would come from China. The fertile land and climate are suited to grow rice, and a majority of people eat here rice, fish and vegetables. So what is the specialty of Kerala? They are eating mainly the rice, fish and vegetables. This is a boat. It is a boat race. It is an important part of Onam festival celebrated in Kerala. Now as we read that both the regions, that is Kerala and Ladakh, they are quite different in terms of their geographical features, and the history of both the religions is being similar due to cultural influences. In both the religions were influenced by Chinese and Arab traders. It was the geography of Kerala which allows for the cultivation of spices, and the special geographical location of Ladakh and its wool that drew traders to the religion. That means in Kerala, due to spices, the traders used to attracted towards them, and in Ladakh due to wool. Thus, history and geography are often tied in the cultural life of the religion. So with this, we understand the diversity of influence of diverse culture. Now let's go through the unity in diversity. India's unity has been always recognized as a source of its strength. When the British ruled India, women and men from different cultural regions and religious backgrounds come together to oppose them. An Indian freedom movement has thousands of people of different backgrounds in it. They worked together to decide joint actions. They went to jail together and they found different ways to oppose the British. So How to know the unity in diversity? That during the British rule, when India was under the control of Britishers, the people of India of different religions started working together. So, what Britishers thought that they can divide and rule. So, as they know that people were of different regions and different backgrounds, but they could not succeed in that. And every people showed that they could be different and yet be united in their battle against the. This song was sung by the people in Jallianwala Bagh when Britishers opened fire on large number of people and killed them. Okay, it includes all women, men, rich, poor, all together protest against the Britishers, and this song was composed and sung to honor the memories of those brave people. So all this shows that even though people are different in the different features and factors, but they start to work together and protest against the Britishers. Britishers are in a what they thought that they can divide and rule, but their policy of divide and rule doesn't work. Songs and symbols that emerges during the freedom struggle serve as a constant reminder of our country's rich tradition of respect for diversity. And you know what? The symbol of our protest is our flag. It is the symbol of our protest as it carries different colors, that is green, orange, and the most important thing is that it was Nehru who coined the phrase unity in diversity to describe the country. So students, with this our chapter is completed. We will do exercise part in next video.